I did.
We are all right. So, welcome, Lindsay. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good. Okay, you know that we've been talking a little at the past that I want to have you as the first in this sort of podcast that I'm creating in my channel, just to
Mhm.
pick up some, things to talk about weight shaving and also about the weight shaver that I have in the channel. So this is your time to introduce yourself a little bit, please.
Well, thanks for having me as your first guest. I feel very honored.
You're welcome.
I'm Lindsay, but I'm known as One Sharp Sally in the shaving community. I'm a female wet shaver. And yeah, what else?
What else? Well, I'm going to start asking you some questions if you don't mind.
Okay.
For example, it's about the question of number one, why you start with shaving. This is very interesting.
Okay. Well, I am I've been an outpatient therapist for a long time. Um, so I believe in like self-care and all that good stuff. And my ex-partner, he was really into wet shaving, and so I kind of started it during the pandemic, and I just kept going with it as an act of self-care. It's just something that I enjoyed doing to slow things down and to kind of treat myself and take good care of my skin and all that good stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because it's not about, because maybe from our point of view, because we shave barely, the face, in my case my head also, but it's like it's good to listen the other experience about why is this hobby or way to shave yourself better than before. It's about the product, it's about the quality, and also the how you finish when you finish your, for example, doing your legs or your armpits, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, it is. I mean, it just is overall a better experience, and I do think um, I just feel better. I think it's a better shave,
Yeah,
just a smoother shave. And the product, yeah, the products are much better than what I was using before.
sure.
Both, both the razor that I use, the blade, the blade that I use, and also the soap and aftershave.
Yeah, I started, and one of the things that I love when I started and start to getting better technique, if you can say like this, is that my skin turns completely different at the end.
Mhm.
Because I don't know you, but normally also when I do my legs with the other razors, I feel like very dry and itchy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like sometimes I can just, even without using any kind of lotion or aftershave balm, I still feel like my skin is moisturized, which I never would have felt like before after a shave, just using a cartridge.
So it's for example, your routine. It's because I when I start following you, it's like this is another. Yeah, it's cool. And she's doing actually like me with a brush, making
Hmm.
your lather and spreading on your legs and shaving, and you finish with the balm, isn't it? Or the aftershave of this, when they spray with the soap, isn't it?
Yeah, I prefer a balm just because a lot of I mean, not all, but most aftershaves are really, really strong
Yeah.
scented. And I mean, I'm covering a larger portion of my body. I don't want to just be smelling like cologne.
No, no, it makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
But it just overall, I just think the products are better. But so I like using, I have some aftershaves that are unscented. And the texture is really good. Like it's like a serum almost. I like it.
I
Yeah.
got very surprised about the alcoholic aftershaves because I didn't
Mhm.
expect, because I've been using before weight shaving for 25 years balms or creams afterwards. And when I start using the alcoholics, uh, I didn't feel the same burn than when I was a young guy. When I start
Mhm.
shaving, I feel actually a different kind of burn. It's like very flashy. Like it's a punch, right? But at the same time, it's calm, and you feel like fresh and wow. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love
I
it.
don't
I love it.
I don't use the alcohol based um aftershaves. I
Well,
don't think I have ever.
I can imagine you after your armpits putting some.
But I have used the cooling, like a cooling aftershave,
Yeah.
but um which is a neat sensation, kind of what you're describing, but not alcohol.
No,
Not
it's.
that. Not.
I know. I know. Okay. Another question that just to keep talking about weight shaving and our hobby that we have in
Mhm.
common. Um, Tell me about the community of weight shaving because I'm very interested in your opinion. How's the community around your around you, or the experience that you have with I don't know, with other followers that you have, or tell me about it.
I That's probably one of the reasons why I still do wet shave,
Yeah.
because everybody's so encouraging and so supportive, and just not even just in regards to shaving, but just like life. If you would go, like I've made some really wonderful friends through
Mm.
the online shaving community, which I didn't expect.
Kind of.
And I think
Yeah, it's kind of, sometimes I just stop you for a bit because I figured out, like, you, for example, I watched some of your videos when you did sometimes live shaving, and sometimes I watch myself doing the same and say I'm actually shaving, making friends while I'm shaving. So
it's weird.
it's kind
I
of
know. I didn't even know that a community exists. I If I'm explaining it to someone, I feel kind of strange telling them like, well, I do this hobby. Um,
yeah, sure.
so but I
I'm weird.
it's really wonderful. I like it. I think it's worth it. Worth being weird. And people I seriously, I really appreciate how giving the community is. I feel like if I would need something, I could reach out and say like, look, this is what's going on, could you please spread the word about this? And I think people would absolutely jump in and be there, and I've seen that happen. And I've been able to be a part of doing that for someone else. So
Yeah.
um that's just really, really nice. I think it's a cohesive, like a strong, cohesive community. I mean, there's downsides to it, but I'm not going to speak on that. I'll let other people complain about that and speak.
Yeah, I have the same opinion. I'm not here to criticize or
Yeah.
speak in a bad mood about other stuff because we are all about and talking about soaps, brushes, and
Hmm.
and razors. I don't
Yeah.
see a problem anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like, well, actually, right now, I don't know, 10 years ago, but right now it's a big thing into the community, because if you step out of the community and you talk about, like you said, about this stuff with other persons or your or friends, they turn like, really, are you doing YouTube and uploading videos when you shave yourself? And say, yeah. there, and I had to say, man, it's a thing, right?
Yeah, I don't tell people. I don't tell a lot of people.
Hey,
Like my family.
flavor.
uh
Nah, nothing. Nothing. Tell.
My family knows, and they're supportive. They like get on. They follow the razor company where I do some of the content, and they always like my like they're supportive. They're like, wow, we're so
Look at my daughter. There's
I
somebody.
know. And I forget that I have like I over here I have like some soaps and like this is my bedroom, but have some soaps and razors and brushes, and I forget they're up there. Like like some people come in, not that I have a lot of people in here, but if someone has never been here before, they're like, oh, you have a collection.
Yeah,
You
actually,
have
yeah.
a collection of brushes. What is this? So then I do explain it, but I keep
Got to tell you, I'm somebody in the community of weight shaving. Sorry. Yeah, you had to explain.
then
Yeah.
everybody thinks it's neat. Like my girlfriends, I tell them, I'm like, listen, you should try this because, especially like if they have sensitive skin or whatever, I can be like, hey, I know a good razor for you. Like I know a good, which I do that sometimes. But what's nice is like the community. Like if you have a question or you have need a need like a
Yeah.
shaving need, you can put that out there and people be like, oh, try this. Like
Yes.
this is something.
Yeah. Actually, I'm into some forums, and people are all the times are sharing and tips and advices about how and when or try this before that, and it's kind of you know being in a such a very good feeling community. All right,
Yeah.
so what else? Because I have my okay. Let me talk about, because now it's the next subject is about favorites. Your favorites. I
Like,
know.
like anything? What
Well,
specific?
give me, for example, give me a favorite racer, for example, at first, and then
I'm looking at my razor.
what?
What?
Oh, shit.
My favorite razor is probably a Carbon CX Custom that I had the opportunity. I I got really lucky that he had a prototype and was willing to allow me to purchase that. So that made it accessible to me, which I really appreciate. But it's also just a really fantastic razor. It's lightweight at first. I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this, but after I like got a good feel for it and learned how to use it, I think it's the most efficient razor I've ever used. So that's why I really like that. And what else? Oh, Nasset blades I probably use the most. Gillette Nasset.
Gillette NASA is your favorite. That's cool. I've
I
been
don't know if it's right. It's what I've been using. It just depends. It just depends what
actually do you think that is that big difference between blades or not?
it's a I think it depends on the razor that you're using.
Uh-huh.
Um, but because I think I don't know if I'm speaking like correctly on this, but like I feel like if there's a bigger blade gap, then it leaves more room for like blade chatter, like for movement with the blade a little bit, if you know what I mean. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know. Um, and some people might like that sensation, but I personally don't. So I would want um there's these Kai blades. I feel like they're a little like sturdier kind of. So I feel like in that case it makes a difference, but a lot of them are very similar. I think I don't like feather blades. I think they're too aggressive. personally. I know you use those, but
Yeah, well, it's
I
it's,
just,
it's kind of weird because all right, yeah. Actually, feathers are like the top of the chain of sharpness, right? But
yeah,
I feel in my face with feather, it depends also the razor, but I feel like there's the thing about feathers is about the efficiency. Efficiency is a word, yeah. Efficiency, yeah. But they are
mm,
very sharp
mhm,
because they're doing the job, right? Like I don't have to do many passes when I use a feather, for
yeah.
example. And the Nasset, I start to almost 3 years ago with the wet shaving, and the first time I used Nasset, I didn't like them. I don't know
Mm,
why, but I started again using them and say, well, now I think it's my technique. Maybe it's better than years before, and that's why I now I don't really feel very differences between blades.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's all right. About soaps, I know that it's way more difficult to choose one because it's but if you
Yeah,
have to get with one today, no 1 year ago, today, like if you had to choose one, wow.
I don't know.
Have them
Oh,
there, yeah.
today it would probably be uh, Johnny, Gentleman's Nod, Johnny.
Want to try that brand? Yeah.
Uh, it just smells really good. I
Yeah.
don't. It just depends on the day, your mood. All the soap bases I feel like are really good.
Yeah.
I
It
don't have
depends.
ultra
Yeah.
sensitive skin, so I'm lucky. I can kind of use soap with fragrances. It just depends what mood I'm in, like what I want to be smelling.
Yeah, because the thing is that actually the smell it's something that triggers me in some
Yeah.
because it's I like smell, scents and stuff. But if I have to pick up one for forever, it's well, I have some of a very good artisan from here,
Mm,
but all of the soaps are impressive. Impressive. I think they are more impressive about performance, but some of them are amazing smells, like amazing, they
mm,
smell amazing. Yeah, and if I had to choose one of the factories one, like mass productions,
hmm.
Tabac, I think is the one.
What's the one that you would choose?
Tabac.
Oh, hmm,
Yeah, yeah.
hmm. I've never used that, but it's popular.
It's very good. I love that voice. It's like, yeah, total recall.
Recording in progress.
Yeah. All right. So, Lindsay, tell me about that. Something that you will love to or like to do into the community about something like a product or design some razor, maybe I don't know. What's in your head?
Well, right now I'm collaborating with some people, and developing a soap that's going to come out this summer. I'm really excited. It's called the Bee's Knees. I'm collaborating with Stray Gold Shave and Banaka. She's another female wet shaver in the community, so that's really exciting. And it's like a dupe of Joe Malone's Nectarine Blossom and Honey, which is really
Wow.
popular fragrance, so it's perfect for summer. I'm so excited. We're working on the illustration for the label right now. So
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And you girls are working together about the design of sand or no sand because you told, but about the design of the lettering and the yeah. How fun is
Hmm.
that?
It's
Wow,
very,
that's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing.
yeah, that's cool.
Wow, impressive, impressive.
Yeah, I was really excited that Frank was willing to work with us on this because like I'm just I'm not special. Like I don't have a YouTube, but somebody had mentioned it. I think it was Drew, who's like a he does like fragrance type stuff, whom I'm a friend I'm friends with, and then he's friends with Frank, and he kind of like said like you should collab, and I was like, yeah, let's do it.
My thoughts about starting the podcast and starting with a wet shaver, a woman wet shaver, it's cool. Yeah. Obviously, yeah. What? Sorry.
Why do you think?
I think it's because normally people are going, they are expecting that I'm going to speak with a hairy man that's shave every day or yeah, a lot of years shaving with a straight razor, how you do that and that. They say, no, I'm going to start with another point of view because I'm more into be open and be and be proud of you of you doing this shit. Like, why not? No, and
Thank you.
no, it's about being more. I don't know, open. It's a word because normally guys are having these egos about even about I have more B than you. You have two hair there or wherever, and say, well, there is his face, is his I don't know, his hair or facial hair. That doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
it's funny. It's
Right?
true. But it's just so funny. And one thing I do think is funny as a female wet shaver is that I think men forget that women start shaving. Like I started shaving probably when I was like 12. You know what I mean? Or 13 or 13
Armpit
maybe.
or legs also.
Right, right. I was probably my legs because that was what I was most embarrassed about. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for gym class. I'm not saying girls should have to shave at all. I don't think it's one way or
Oh
the
no
other,
no.
but just
Obviously.
for yeah, just for my personal experience, like sometimes they forget that we've been shaving for a really long time. And like it's not scary to use a blade and we know how to do it.
Yeah yeah.
Because we'll be like, oh, be careful. Like, I mean, you do have to
Be
get a
sharp.
feel for well, in like Gillette, when they first put out, like, I wrote an article for the razor company like a while back about just like the history of women and wet shaving and things like that. And really, is just well, I won't go into all that, but one of the things I found is like Gillette had put out a shaving kit for women called Scaredy Kits, and it just like kind of like forget. I don't know. I think sometimes people forget that women can use these tools just as easily as men and use their common sense.
Yeah. It's
And
that's why I start with you. I think that because it's it's the same thing, and we both enjoy it. And yeah, actually, when you see the community from the outside, you only can think about old men shaving or
yeah.
because when I met people even younger than me, I became like very happy because when I see a guy with 20 years old shaving with shaving, say, cool. I would love to did it before, right?
Mhm.
Not now when I'm 40.
Mhm.
I will, I
Oh
will, I,
yes. sometimes I, I give my I don't put a blade in, but I give my razor to my son.
Yeah,
I get the lather ready for him, and he like stands there and he's like
yeah, I
doing this
saw
just for
it.
fun.
My
But
daughter.
I'm sure that yeah. Oh, my daughter, yeah, she what she is like. It's I think it's just a good practice to, in general, in life. I mean, not to get too deeper in thing, but I think it's a good practice to learn how to slow things down and to be able to not just be rushing through something just as mundane or day to day as shaving. You know, Similar to for some people like photography, like I have a all manual camera. And that can be really refreshing sometimes to use instead of just like a point and shoot kind of thing. So
Yeah.
um, or some people really like a manual, like to drive manual, and some people compare the two, like shaving, like traditional wet shaving to like driving a manual. Like you have more control over your shave. It kind of gets you more in tune with the instruments that you're using, that kind of thing. So that's a positive
Yeah.
aspect too.
It's about you have to do it like us, for example, that we have to normally know, but a lot of people got to be sharp and clean to go work. And if you have to do it good
Yeah.
and do it with you know, have some fun also, like searching the razor today, the blade, the soap, the brush. So make this thing that looks like a simple routine a little bit better. I
Hmm.
think it's a point. What was a friend of mine, also my family, went getting house and see the thing that I have in my bathroom is like, really? You have like 10 brushes and like a store of aftershaves, and, and above that, a ton of soaps, and say, yeah. And also, I think that I don't have nothing, nothing. If I compare myself with other guys that I saw in when I watch in YouTube, that I sometimes ask them, okay, you really keep those soaps? Where? Where? Because I prefer to share. Sometimes I do I do took like samples and share with friends because it's
Hmm.
impossible to finish with that in 2 lives. It's impossible.
Yeah, I just gave a brush and 3 tubs of soap to a friend.
It's
I'm gonna be giving more away. I
yeah,
have just have too many.
sure. You got to, yeah. Okay, listen. You have to or try to have a YouTube channel. Try it. Try. I know. I know.
Why do you think? Why do you think?
I know because when you collaborate with Racer Company, I think it's a
Hmm.
Racer Company,
Hmm.
and you do the armpits and the stuff, and say, why she's not running a channel?
I don't know.
I
It's
know.
just it's scary.
I know. Yeah. Well,
It's brave. Well, what you do is brave. Like it's brave to have your own channel and to put yourself out there. And
you think? No, yeah. I
yeah.
sometimes I feel a little bit ridiculous, but I always think, well, people who are interested in this subject is going to play the video, so I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
What is do you have a goal with your channel?
Actually, not no no. I do this because I want to share and develop a little bit more the weight shaving thing. Actually, I know friends on mine that they start because they
Good.
saw my videos and say, I'm going to try that shit. They say, yeah, try it because you're going to be hooked in 1 month. And I know friends parents of the school my daughter and say, hey, I watched your video the other day, it was awesome. Say, hey,
That's
kind
good.
of weird,
That's awesome.
but it's more about sharing and meeting people like you, for example, or or other guys that I'm going to have in the channel, or we people ask me questions through the channel, even from Instagram, and it's part of yeah, it's part of the thing, like sharing and giving some tips, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Yeah, yeah. So it's like healthy. It's not talking about I'm better than you, or you are screwing yourself because you're no. It's just what's the point at the end? Be safe.
Yeah.
So
Oh, good.
I don't know. Look at both two with silly t-shirts. I love it.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
A pleasure. It's a pleasure.